The internet's been going crazy lately thanks to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is the talk of the town right now because of an interview that he did where he made some harsh comments about the Brain Bobby Heenan. Paul Heyman was asked if he is one of the greatest managers of all time, and Paul Heyman says that he's the GOAT. He's the greatest manager all time, the undisputed, because he's with Roman Reigns. And then he gets asked about Bobby Heenan, which Paul Heyman then says, screw him, he's dead. And that got a lot of heat with a lot of people. But it doesn't end there because he also followed up with Jimmy Hart is still alive, but that's just proof that God doesn't answer my wishes. So major heat here with Paul Heyman. But Paul Heyman, I think he's just being a heel here. He's just doing the old school thing, you know, keeping kayfabe alive. I don't think it's to be taken too seriously like some people are. This kind of reminds me of the Jerry Lawler interview too. When Andy Kaufman passed away, Jerry Lawler got interviewed about it, where Jerry Lawler then responded with, "Why are you asking me? I'm the last person you should be asking. I didn't like the guy." So it's just a very old school thing. And I'm sure if Bobby Heenan was still around, and I'm sure Bobby Heenan, he's looking down and he probably would have done the same thing. But man, what a way to make a statement there by Paul Heyman, and also to get some attention for this upcoming match at SummerSlam, which I'm sure was Paul Heyman's intentions here. We also got SummerSlam coming up this weekend, and it's also going to be happening at the same time as AEW Collision. So we have a lot of wrestling going on this weekend. We have two shows. SummerSlam is looking pretty good. It's looking like it's going to have a good card, but also AEW Collision, we have a great main event over there, which is going to be CM Punk versus Ricky Starks. Of course, the main event at SummerSlam is Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. I'm going to be tuning into both of them, but which main event do you prefer? Let me know at Snug Wrestling. But for now, we're going to get into this NXT episode. This is the NXT after the Great American Bash. If you haven't listened to my Great American Bash review episode, please do. It was a really interesting show with triple threat matches, hardcore matches. We got new tag team champions. Gable Stevenson debuted. We had a submission match, and we also had a great main event for the NXT Championship. So please be sure to check that video out. And this episode of NXT, a lot of people on this episode showed up really pissed off after the Great American Bash. A lot of sorry losers, a lot of people just angry about the results from the American Bash. And one of those pissed off people were the ex-NXT Tag Team Champions, Gallus, because they jumped the new Tag Team Champions, the Family, in the parking lot as soon as they showed up to the building. So we get a parking lot brawl at the beginning of this NXT show. Lyra Valkyrie, this is the girl that wrestled Rhea Ripley last week, and they had a pretty good match. At the American Bash, she randomly got jumped by another one of the female talents from NXT that I'm not too familiar with, and I say she randomly got jumped because I'm not sure why Lyra Valkyrie was attacked by this person, but they're gonna have a match here on NXT, and it's another jump start. So we got these two pissed off girls that had a brawl at the American Bash, and now they're going at it here on NXT. Lyra Valkyrie ended up winning with a big splash from the top. Nothing fancy, but effective. And after the match Lyra had with Rhea Ripley, there was no way that she was going to lose this match.